Hello there, everyone. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening to another idea that will work out on the Wii U. And this one I literally just thought up, like right before I started the video. And as soon as the thought hit me, I went and made the thumbnail. I was like, you know what? I'm doing this because this would work perfectly for the Wii U. And it has been, in theory, attempted on both the Xbox One and PS4. And surprisingly, people will probably think I would completely condemn and damn this game, but that's Evolve. Though I do not have Evolve, and I don't ever plan on picking up Evolve because of the ridiculous way the microtransactions are set up. The basic theory of the game of having one monster and then a squad of people take on said monster, it's actually a viable concept, and it was something that would have worked very well on the Wii U based on how it is built. Firstly, the gamepad. Obviously, you have your screen to yourself. You can see everything. You don't need to see the same screen as all the other players. That person would be, obviously, the dragon. Now, it wouldn't just be like one type of dragon. Like the game, I thought of the name Dragon Slayer for the game as a generic name, but it gets to the point. It tells you what it's about. Person playing with the gamepad would be the dragon. No questions asked. They are the dragon. Now, the squad could be made up of people playing with Wii Remote and Nunchuck, or uh, Wii U Pro Controller. I don't know why that escaped me for like 3 seconds, but I would. Now, this is where my mind would go and try to make things kind of interesting. Firstly, certain control types could not use certain classes. And I would put this game in a medieval setting, like a completely medieval setting. Honestly, I would see Monolith Soft doing something like this because I know they are capable of making a gigantic world within the Wii U's. I mean, there's other companies that can do it, but Monolith Soft is the company I'm highly confident in doing this, or at least being a part of that team because they could make the world, and like they know all of Nintendo's compression techniques. So like that out the way. I would put this in a medieval setting. Um, just like a generic story, dragons are terrorizing the world and destroying homes and villages and all that bullshit. And and there are teams that are formed, obviously dragon slayers. These teams are made up of dragon slayers. Then they go out and hunt these beasts and try to take them out before they can destroy or ruin the villages. Easy concept to understand, is it not? And like I said, you make the dragon the person playing with the Wii U gamepad, so they have all the gyro controls, can tilt and all that shit. Dragon can fly, uh, can spit out elements, can land and attack on the ground, stuff of that nature. Like, this is all stuff that should actually come to mind with this type of game. Um, I'd have a night class, but they'd only be able to use Wii Remote and Nunchuck. And here's why. Because they have the nunchuck could take place with the shield and Wii Remote would be the sword. You could make it ambidextrous, let a person have the sword and the shield in whichever hands they want, let them choose that. Which is a failing that Nintendo has had with the Wii and the Wii U. Like, you have an ambidextrous control type, and you're not using it in that manner, which makes no sense to me. Like, Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort and a few other games kind of showed you that you could do it, but nobody really used it that way, and I never understood that. I've never understood that whatsoever. Like, that kind of defeats the purpose of having an ambidextrous controller, and that's what the Wii Remote and Nunchuck were. They were an ambidextrous controller. I guess they thought, well, everybody's used to playing it this way. This will be easier. I understand that, but there might be some people who want to try it the other way to see if it works for them and get acclimated to it. So I would have that feature be inherent to the game. So a night class, sword and shield, they are relegated to Wii Remote and Nunchuck if you want to use them. An archer class could be Wii Remote and Nunchuck, or Pro Controller, and I mean archer is in bow and arrow or bow gun. Linkle, if anybody, if nobody, think Linkle if you can't think of anything else. Think Linkle. Okay. A Juggernaut class, and I would relegate that to the Pro controller, simply because I don't think I mean, I personally would be fine with running around punching the dragon in his knees and shit and picking up big boulders and throwing at it using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, but there would be more people who would probably be comfortable using the Pro controller for that. And it would and like and that would be, to be fair, to give to kind of be fair and balance it out between the two. Shit, what else was I thinking about? I had thought up like several classes too. Like there was the knight, there was the archer, there was the juggernaut, the mage. Mage could be Wii Remote and Nunchuck or get or Pro controller because of all the aiming and shit. Either one, that doesn't bug me. A cleric, I would they could be either one. Um, Obviously a cleric's gonna heal you and shit, so you would probably want a cleric there more than likely on your team to be able to help heal your asses when y'all getting thrashed by whoever the dragon is. Cleric, knight, mage, archer, juggernaut, cleric, and then I guess an engineer type. And I would probably stick that to Wii Remote, not Wii Remote, I'll probably stick that to Wii U Pro Controller too, like just for the button prompts, because obviously like that would be something that would be quick time events, and they would be putting together gadgets and shit and like catapults and stuff to to lob shit at the dragon. Like and I don't know I guess they would have been engineers back then too. I don't necessarily know, so that was the first thing that came to mind, and I kind of had that thought. Um, I guess that would be it though. Because I mean, unless I wanted to like add in a dragon tamer class, but that would you have the knight. You don't really need the dragon tamer at that point. Because I'm not saying it's practically the same thing, but it could serve those functions. So I don't think you'd really need that. Um, no, I think that would be it. That sounds pretty solid. Um, but yeah, you know, like, and I went through all that. You'd have this game. You'd be able to play it locally. You'd have it locally, so people with them huge 60, 70-inch television screens could actually make use of them with this type of game, and have somebody on the tiny ass Wii U gamepad screen. But then again, they got free roam and can fucking destroy damn near everything. So I don't think they'd be complaining too much. Uh, that would be interesting to me to do that. That would be so much fun. And I'm not saying I'd knock online capability. Yes, you would have online capability and you could join the game as either the dragon, which meaning you can select that you want to be the dragon, or you can pick pick to be a dragon slayer, then pick one of the dragon slayer classes. Which that would like, and I think that was one of the failings of Evolve. But in this situation, if too many people are dragons, guess what's going to happen? You're just going to be sitting around in the lobby waiting to play and not going to have anybody to really play with. So, I mean, I would give, if I was playing, I'd give like bonuses and incentives so you level up and shit along the way. And no, I would not make this a microtransaction heavy game. If anything, if any additional shit is made, it would literally be made after the game has released. Like, it would put the game together, release with like 4 village maps. Like one on the ocean, one in the mountains, not on the ocean, but near the ocean, like near water. One near the ocean, one in mountains, one possibly in a forest region, and then another one in like maybe a snowy type region. Like just to get started, just to get it started, and people can see it. Like, because the maps would have to be big anyway, so this would take a lot of time to do. And obviously, I'm saying this would work on the Wii U. But my thought is, if Nintendo's doing what I'm thinking they're going to do, which there's no way I can predict that they're going to do it or not. But if they are taking those steps, and there are going to be some similar functions from the Wii U passed on to the next platform, then this should be able to be something they could move forward with the next platform. Uh, I'm trying to think of who would be a good developer for this. Outside, I would want Monolith Soft to do all of the terrain and scenery and shit, all of that stuff. I would want them to do that expansive shit. Um, I wouldn't want Platinum to be working on something like this. This doesn't really seem like Platinum's thing. Uh, Thinking. Um, I, I bad thing is I would say Bethesda, but Bethesda seems like they aren't interested in working with Nintendo on something like this. So you know what? I'd probably pick a smaller team that has done like adventure type games, and I'd probably go with Crescent Moon Studios, who's done like I did a couple videos on. No, I did one video on this, and that was damn it, it was a while back too, because the series is similar to what the Elder Scrolls is, and it's actually pretty good, but it's on mobile, and I'm trying to remember the name of the series. Shoot, Crescent Moon Studios. I know it's like right on the tip of my tongue, and it's irritating me that I can't think of it. So guess what I'm going to have to do? I have to go to their website and look it up, because I can't remember. I'm on. Oh. Boop, boop, boop. Crescent Moon Studio. Crescent Moon Studio. Oh, man. I'm look. It's not Order and Chaos. I know Order and Chaos is also of that vein. It's. Shoot. One of them was released on Steam, and I can't remember the name of the game. You know what? They emailed me before. I should be able to find it in my damn email. I'm stupid. I'm sitting here trying to Google this, and I'm googling the wrong thing. Crescent Moon Games. That's what it was. Ravensword Shadowlands. That Ravensword. Yes, they created Ravensword, and Ravensword is very. See, it was sitting on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't remember what it was. It's Ravensword, and I just found that in my email because I emailed them about it. I remember that now. But Crescent Moon Games, not Studios. That's a different company. That's not even game related, as I just discovered when I went to search them. But Crescent Moon Games, I think they would be good for something like this. Like give them the budget and give them like a small team from Nintendo to help them work on it, like so that they could get it out in a timely fashion. That'd be cool. That'd be great. And I know they could, because I've played the Ravensword. I've played Shadowlands. I haven't played the other. I think it's two other ones. It's one or two of them. But I've played Ravensword Shadowlands a bit. Like the game controls fairly well for it to be something stuck to a touchscreen. I'd love to see what they could do with a game, a Pro controller, or Wii Remote Nunchuck, and with the Wii U gamepad. Like I would love to see what they could do with all that. And I think it would be a high potential game. And again, it wouldn't have to be laced with microtransactions. It wouldn't have to, honestly, for it to be a brand new IP and all that. Like this type of game, I would expect it to come out at 60. But again, I would not lace it with microtransactions the way Evolve was, because they set that game up for failure without realizing it. Like they really set that game up to die, and I'm like, nah, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. But you have different types of dragons. Like you play the game to unlock more capabilities for dragons. If you want to play with your dragon, play the dragon role, or play the role of the dragon slayers. Like you can upgrade equipment, you can upgrade your character's stats and stuff like that. Obviously, like that would be. I think that would work out pretty well. So I don't know why I spaced out on Crescent Moon Games. I still don't know why I spaced out on them, because I kind of do follow a lot of indie developers, and they're one of the ones I pay attention to, and I don't know why I spaced out on them. But yeah, like conceptually, I think it would be a cool thing. Like it would be something I would be definitely willing to play. I would love to see that. I would jump to play something like that. I would like, but again, I'm not at Nintendo, and it's not like I have an ear with anybody at Nintendo, and they can sit down and be like, oh, that would be interesting. We could do something like that. Like, but over time, maybe it might happen. Who knows? But either way, um, oh, no, I was just skipped out on online because I know that was one of the things I was going to talk about. Online play. You can pick being a dragon or a dragon slayer. If you play with the dragon, obviously you're going to have the whole TV if you're playing online because you're one person playing online. You're going to have the whole television. You're going to be able to see everything, and you'll still have the controls and the gyro for the gamepad and all that. Uh, Same thing if you're playing with a Dragon Slayer, but at this point you can use the gamepad because it has all the same buttons as the Wii remote, and I mean not Wii remote, but the Pro controller, obviously, because the Pro controller is basically a derivative of that. But then you also get a real time map on your screen if you're playing alone and you're playing with the Wii Pro, not Pro controller, the Wii U gamepad. If you're playing alone and with the gamepad, you have a real time map that would show you a lot of things that are going on. And like this, you actually have a chance to strategize. You can see where the dragon is. You can see where your allies are. You can see where damage has been done. So basically, take how Splatoon's map works in real time and just add a couple things to it and tweak it a little bit, and it would fit this. That's basically what I'm saying to you. I'm trying to think. Is anything else? Anything else at all? No, I think at the moment that was it. I mean, it's not it's not an idea I've really thought much into, but this is all the stuff that kind of hit me all at once, and I was just, and I don't know why Evolve popped into my head, but for some reason I was like, that concept was really, it was a good concept. They just screwed the pooch on how they set up the content for the game, but it would have been, it was a really, the idea itself was actually good. They just screwed it up. And this is something that the Wii U doesn't need multiple consoles in order to do. You just need the one, and you can do it. Whereas with PlayStation and Xbox, you would need more than one console to be able to do this locally. You would need at least two if they were going to allow multiple people to play on one. You would need at least two consoles to do this. But that's just my thoughts. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.